I've heard it all in my job. All the silly excuses and the lies people tell themselves. They say things like, I'll start Monday. It's not my fault. It's not fair. I'm too tired. Or my favorite, I don't have enough time. Let's be honest. You know what kind of people do and say these things? Losers. They have a loser mindset all the way. And until they see that the problem is them, they'll never get better. Until they build a winner's mindset, they'll never get what they really want. What's a winner's mindset, you ask? It means focusing on yourself and not others. It means having drive. It means wanting it and working for it. You have to give it your all to get it. You need to shut out all negativity and honestly, not care what others say or think. Want to know what the 10 most dangerous words in English are? What will other people say? And what will other people think? You are the only one who needs to feel good about your life. You might be disliked by everyone, but if you feel good about your choices, you will be happy. On the other hand, you could be loved by everyone. If you are not happy with how you've lived, you will feel empty at night. The people we talked about before, there will always be many of them. Some will hate you for how you live your life. There will always be people who want to see you fail. So the important thing is to just be yourself. Do what makes you happy and what feels right to you. In the end, if you can look in the mirror and feel good about your choices, that is what truly matters. Trust in who you are and know that you have the strength to face any challenge. Believe in your skills. Work hard. Never give up. You can achieve anything. With enough confidence, anything is possible. No matter what you want to do, your first thought should be to believe in yourself. The most important person to believe in is you. You will learn through your failures. Many people let their fear of failing stop them from wanting to succeed. When you are ready to fail many times, when you decide to be unstoppable, when you choose to be a person who never gives up, you will discover a part of yourself that you don't know yet. Picture this. You are on your deathbed, and around you are the unfulfilled dreams, ideas, skills, and talents that life gave you. And for some reason, you never chased those dreams. You never acted on those ideas. You never used those skills. You never embraced those gifts. And there they are standing by your bed looking at you with big angry eyes saying, "We came to you. Only you could have given us life. Now we must die with you forever." Most people give up on their dreams and stop in life because of rejection. You will always face rejection. It's not a big deal. Jack Canfield said rejection is a myth. It's not like when someone says no and then hits you. No. To me, make no your vitamin. Get excited about the no. Why? Because every time someone says no, you get closer to a yes. You're getting closer. Trust me, you will succeed if you don't give up. You will succeed if you don't give up. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. As you face life's challenges, embrace whatever comes your way. Don't run from it. Step toward it. Don't try to avoid it like most people do. Most people want it easy. Easy come, easy what? Easy go. When you face what you need to and deal with the tough parts. When you tackle those hard choices right now that you don't want to make. Learning things that are hard but important to reach your goals. This is just one of the challenges you must go through. I'm telling you to do whatever it takes because if you don't, life will keep pushing you until you give in. You have something special to share with the world, and if you choose to invest in yourself and focus on what you do well, becoming the best you can be, and discovering your own potential, if you decide to work with what you have and grow your talents, I promise you will never be without. I promise your skills will lead you to places that will truly surprise you. I agree that when you start to work on your skills, you feel a strong sense of joy. You begin to see a bigger picture of yourself. We all need some part of our lives where we feel capable. People think of you in that area, and they know it's something you excel at. It's something you are passionate about. I often felt out of place. I remember when my videos were popular. I would enter different spaces, like going to a high school, then a youth center, then a prison, and then to a corporate setting, and I'd think, do I really belong here? Everyone looked different from me, and they didn't share my background. I often questioned my place in these settings. I will never forget my talk with Les Brown. He had invited me to Orlando. We sat in the hotel, and I left to talk to Les. I said, "Hey, you're Les Brown, the best in the world." He told me, "Don't ever say that again." I asked, "Don't say what?" He replied, "You're the best in the world right now." I was surprised and said, "What?" He repeated, "You're the best in the world right now. No one is as good as you." He said, "The only reason you don't think you're the best is that you don't believe it." He wanted me to meet myself and know I was the best. He said, "Before you become number one, start saying it. Say you are the best motivational speaker." When I was number 20, I began saying, "I am the best motivational speaker." Then I checked online, and it said exactly that. Eric Thomas is number one. I said it, the world heard it, and it came true. Your issue is that you don't feel like you fit in here. You think you shouldn't be sitting here. So hear me out. Some of you say, "I want to be rich. I want to be the best at this job," right? But your beliefs show you care more about resting than working hard. You spend more money than you earn. Why? Because you buy too much, but you read all the books and repeat what they say. However, those books don't match what you believe. To reach the next level, you need to change your values. I felt that my voice was important in this world. I thought I needed to be on stage, not for myself, but to speak to people like me, from a working class, who don't know what it's like to make a lot of money, who don't see what wealth is, that I needed to be there with a single mother, with a father not around, being homeless, and dropping out of high school. Only someone who has been through what you have can tell you that you belong. I had to get on stage because there are people that Les Brown can't reach. There are people that Tony Robbins can't reach. There are people that only I can reach. So I need to be on stage with them doing what I am meant to do. But what you can't do is quit the process. You can't give up just because it's hard. You can't give up. Champions keep going even when they feel empty. When you want something as much as you want to breathe, that's when you find a way. Some of you have been praised since high school, so you don't really know how to work hard. You talk about working hard. I love it. I go to the gym and you all play Pac. You play Biggie. You get into it. You like Pac, but you don't have Pac spirit. You love Pac. You love listening to Pac. You love listening to Biggie. You like to talk about working hard, but you don't really know what it means. I was homeless. I ate from trash cans. Now look online right now. I'm one of the top speakers in the world. I started from nothing. You like listening to it and see. Started from nothing. What's your nothing? What is your nothing when you've been praised since middle school? You've been tall your whole life, big your whole life. They praise you so much now that you think it's all about you. You don't even see what hard work looks like. I'm from Detroit, and I'm homeless. My mom was 17 when she got pregnant with me. I dropped out of high school. It took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree. I'm here now. It's close. You finally made it big. And now you want to relax? Now you think you're too good? Now you can't work hard? You're here now. You're here now. You finally made it. Is this where you give up? Is this where you start taking it easy? Is this where you get lazy? You made it now. You made it now. You're in the big leagues now. People are watching you now. This is where you make it last. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. Perfect. Perfect. No. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes it last. This is lasting, everyone. This is lasting. You can go anywhere from here. You don't. It's your dream. You have the job to make it real. Don't let anything stop you from doing what you were meant to do. Not everyone has discipline, but great people do. Not many people improve themselves every day, but the great ones do. Not many people will give up things for years to have a better life later, but the great ones will. There is truth to this. Learning from those who succeed, not just in money, but in living a full life. Not full in terms of cash, but in all parts. Health, happiness, joy, a good life most don't have. You see, self-control is not usually fun right now, but that self-control leads to a better life later. It always does. If you stick to the work regularly over time, you will see the good results. If you are consistent in eating healthy foods over time, you will see changes in your body and feel more energy from better health. Discipline works every time. The issue is most people aren't ready to struggle now for greater things later. Most people pick the easy way now and pain later. Those are really the only choices. Discipline now, greater later. Easy now, suffer later. What do you choose? Most people finish school and put away their books. This is a big mistake. Life doesn't end after school, and your education shouldn't either. Especially learning on your own. Because most things you care about are not taught in school. You need to teach yourself. You need to find what you love and create something around that. School will never teach you the most important lessons. Mental health. How to build mental strength. How to grow emotional strength and resilience. How to be independent and earn money for yourself so you can enjoy the freedom that comes with it. So you don't have to depend on others to live the life you want. Discipline now makes things easier later. If you don't discipline yourself now, you might regret it later. What will you choose? You need to think about what you want from life and what you will give up to get it. Are you ready to spend 10 years working hard to enjoy 50 years of comfort? Are you willing to sacrifice just 1 year to create habits that will help you forever? What will you decide? Think about it. What did your dad do that affects you today? For me, it was the wisdom he gained in life and shared with me, either by showing me or telling me directly. For example, in high school, during gym class, the teacher pointed to my dad in line and said, "Cyril Tyson, everyone look at him. He does not have the body type that would do well on track." They used him as an example, and he said, "No one will tell me what I can do in my life." He took this as a reason to start running and began track at that moment. He decided that one of his goals in life would be to run and do well at it. Within a few years, he became world-class. At one point, he had the 5th fastest time in the world in the 600-yard run, which they don't run anymore. In 1948, the Olympics were not yet ready to return because we were still feeling the effects of World War II. Instead, there was an Olympics called the GI Olympics held in Hitler's stadium. So he competed there in the late 1940s, which became one of the great memories of his life. The reason I mention this is that they competed against the New York Athletic Club. Back in the day, after you finished college, you needed a group to compete with. So there were sports clubs. The New York Athletic Club only allowed white Protestants. There was another club called the Pioneer Club that accepted everyone else, mainly blacks and Jews. His best friend, Johnny Johnson, was running around the back stretch, maybe the quarter mile, nearing the final straight. A runner from the New York Athletic Club was just behind him. Johnny Johnson heard that runner's coach say, "Catch that." When Johnny heard this, he thought, "He's not going to catch me." That made him run faster to the finish line. He tells this story without any anger. He never shared it in a bitter way when he talked about it with us. There was a chance to turn what today might be called a small insult into a reason to do even better than I thought I could. and I have carried that lesson with me. I want you to tell us what those tough times in childhood felt like in one word. Temporary. Totally temporary. There was no way I was going to let that person defeat me again. And there was no way I was going to stay stuck in this bad place. It was just a matter of time. Some things are just meant to happen, you know? Look, everyone has a moment in their life where everything you believed up to that point disappears, and you see a chance to change the story you've told yourself for many years. I think it's something everyone feels. Very few people reach age 20, 30, or 35 without asking themselves, is this what I want? Is this where I'm headed? Is this how things are happening? And, to me, that is one of the biggest moments in life. Many people see it as a time to get mad and say, hold on, this is not what I agreed to. Others, no matter what has happened, see it as a chance to start a new chapter. It's important for me to be honest. I was very closed off. I feel like I was so hopeful about how it would go that it was hard for me to accept it. The hardest part for me growing up, now that I think about it, was losing. I used to cry a lot as a kid if I lost at pool, little league, tennis, chess, or Nintendo. That was the truth. When I couldn't control what happened, or when I played and lost, it was hard to accept that someone was better than me. It took me a long time because I always believed I would win. Remembering that moment when I decided to take a chance and chase something new made me feel so alive. I was ready. I knew I was in the right place. Everything that had happened before brought me here, and I was ready to grow. I felt so at home. Until this room changes success to waking up happy instead of just making money, we will be in a tough spot. Think about two main ideas. First, you must never be hard on yourself. It's really important. You should be your own biggest supporter, not always judging yourself. Second, think about moments in time. You need to realize how young you are. Understand how early you are in this journey and that this is just a tiny moment in time. The odds are 400 trillion to 1. I want everyone to hear this. This is why I feel happy every day, all year long. 400 trillion to 1. Those are the chances of being a human. You might not love your life, but remember this. If your mom had chosen differently, you might not be here. I mean, 400 trillion to 1. I have never seen anything that frightens me as much as sitting with someone in their 80s or 90s who talks to me about what they wish they had done, not what they actually did. I think there is something important in this. Here's what I mean. I believe that if everyone here understood time better, they could be a lot happier. I feel that people are very impatient. I don't think people who are 55 realize they still have 20 more years to do things in a world where they grew up thinking 55 was old, and people retired and died at different ages. I think if you could see regret up close for just one day, it might inspire you to take action on the things you are not doing. I live a life where people email me to tell me they regret not listening to me a few years ago. Where do I start? I want to teach you some life lessons. You have what it takes to succeed. Please stop holding back your beliefs. These beliefs are stopping your growth. They are keeping you from reaching the next level. Researchers studied the most successful men and women and found they shared 7 or 8 things. One big thing they all had was a strong routine. They are dedicated to their routines and don't waste time. I realize the reason I am doing well now and don't get into trouble like I used to is that my younger self had too many empty spaces in my schedule. The other day, I woke up at 3 in the morning and was walking around because I felt really tired. I heard a voice say, "Go back to sleep." I thought, yeah, that sounds good. Honestly, I felt like I had to get up at 3 and finish my work before everyone else woke up. I needed to make my phone calls while everyone was still asleep. To believe in yourself and move up in life, You have to know that winners win and losers lose. Winners don't make excuses for not getting things done. You keep saying you're not succeeding because it's not the right time. You keep saying you're not succeeding because you feel unloved. You keep saying you're not succeeding due to lack of chances. The truth is, you're not there because you're not taking action. Some of you know what you want. You know what you want, but you are not ready to put in the work needed to achieve it. You want to do what you did before, but at a higher level. You think you can keep doing the same things you are doing now. You say, I wake up every day. I'm putting in 2.5. I'm putting in 3. And I'm not getting the chance. That chance might need 3.5. I'm lifting weights. I'm eating well, but I'm not getting the chance I need. It might mean getting up and working out for 3.5 hours. It could mean saying no to your friends. It might mean changing your diet or moving to a new city. You have to be ready to do whatever it takes. You keep saying you're not where you want to be because of something else. It's easier to blame others because then you don't have to do any work. But guess who has to do the work? They do. And guess who has the power? They do. So what I'm saying is, since you don't like being told what to do, you need to fix yourself. If you can stop procrastinating, think about how your life could change. Do you get what I mean? People say, E.T., I want to do what you do. No, you don't. I'm my own boss. When I worked at Michigan State, I had to be at work by 9 o'clock. When I was self-employed, I woke up at 3. When I worked at Michigan State, I left at 5. When you work for yourself, there's no set time to finish. You stop when the work is done. If you work for yourself, you might sleep all day. You think, I work for myself. I'm fine. I won't even get up today. You don't just say I'm taking a day off. I'm being honest. Some of you who work for yourselves have no plan. You don't even have a vacation plan for yourself. You just take off whenever you want. What kind of job is that? You can leave when you want, but that's not a real job. You have no insurance. You're not paying yourself. It's just you. But when you had a job, you had to be there when they wanted. You had to tell them when you were sick. But for yourself, you don't have to do anything. That's why you can succeed. You don't have enough self-control to guide yourself. I came here today because I care about you. I came here today because I love you. You need to make it happen, and it's part of who you are. It has to be your main goal. Every day, you need to stay focused on it. I made it to the NBA because I couldn't stop thinking about it. I worked on it every day, all day. I became a motivational speaker. I'm just like you. I'm not smarter than you. But let me tell you one thing I know. I had to make it happen. And you can too. Until you take responsibility, it's hard for you to move forward. I need you to own it right now. Because when you celebrate your success, I want you to own that too. But right now, we need to take action. What just happened to you? I don't want to hear about your problems. We all have them. I don't want to hear about your limits. What? We all have them. I don't want to hear about your doubters. What? We all have them. If you don't have people who don't like you, your goals might be too small. If you don't have haters, you aren't dreaming big enough. Haters are part of the journey to make things happen. So can I ask you something? What are you working on right now? If you want to succeed, we need to build from the ground up. Just follow the steps to success. The plan is already made. Life is easy if you use simple ideas. I'll say that again. Life is easy if you use simple ideas. I'll explain it more in a moment. There are no shortcuts to your success. There are really no shortcuts to success. Quick money won't last in the end. There's no quick cash. There's no quick success. If it comes fast, you don't want it. If you want to succeed, it won't happen fast. Success comes slowly. You know what you need to do to be successful. I just need you to trust it. I just need you to commit. I just need you to take action. You learned in first grade what it takes to succeed. You learned in fifth grade what it takes to succeed. You heard it many times in high school what it takes to succeed. The main thing now is to believe it. Thank you. Thank you.